Where's my chat at? Oh my god, where's my chat, bros? There it is. Humpty Dumpty. Oh, we're having a Monday. Why not? Is this song never ending? Ah, crap. I got to push the button now? Ah, there we go. We pushed the button. Bunch of kinky bastards pushing buttons around here. What's up? What's up, all you button pushers? All you lever pullers? All you hole shovelers? I don't know how to describe. How do we describe the people? The hillbillies? Yeah, the hillbillies. What's up, fellow hillbillies? The hill folk. Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking June 2, baby. June 2, Electric Bugaloo. It's back. It's back like last year. You know what I mean? Like last year's June 2. Why am I like so far off to the side here? Oh, shit. Do we need to crop it? Oh, we need to crop it. Crop it. Where's the chat? There's the chat. Let me scoot over like this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Then people can look at my CO2. Do I have to do it right-handed, all awkwardly? That's so weird. Yeah, it's down there. Now you guys can look in the corner and see my CO2. Did I move my safe? Nope, it's still right there. What is all that shit? I don't know. We're looking in the back today. Oh, look at that. I got a fake plant. Up here, I got a kettle. I could make tea. If I have any bongers come by, I could make them tea with my kettle. I have a electric one now, though. That was my grandmother's kettle, and I keep it so that I could remember my grandmother. My tweezle twazzles are sitting right up there. Look at that. They're walking, what are they doing? They're walking on a Spiderweb, right? We can't play music. I played 30 seconds of not even 30 seconds of a song a while back, and it immediately got tagged by the recording company, whatever company that owns the rights to it. So we probably can't play music ever. All right, let's see what's going on with the chat before I just go into this rambling nonsense here. Humpty Dumpty, hello, Zip Gun, Witchy Cat, Frank Dominguez. Shitballs, I worked the weekend. I didn't realize it was Monday. Totally thought it was Wednesday. Yeah, dude, when you work the weekend. When you work the weekend like that, it is... It's going to screw up. It's going to screw up your knowing what day it is. Oh, we forgot to do the goal thing. We got to put the goal in here. It's reminding me to put in the super chat goal. We got to have a super chat goal. You know, super chat goal, super comment goal. I don't know. Corvus, I got to hang out with Rick Thorne. All right, who's Rick Thorne? Let's look him up. Oh, that guy from, was it, what was that show? What was that show? He was on a show, like on MTV, right? I don't know. Let me see. Let's find out. Oh no! It takes us to Instagram, and then it wants me to. I don't remember who Rick Thorne is. I recognize his face, and he's a BMX guy, right? I just don't recognize him. I just don't. I guess we'll find out. Oh, Skoggs is here. What's up, dude? In other news, the main electrical panel in my house gets upgraded to a 200 amp. Tomorrow, got a 70 amp main in there now. Yeah, those old 70s got to come out big time. Got to swap out to a 200 service. There's just way too much electrical shit in people's houses now. And it is a worthy upgrade. It's a worthy upgrade. And by the way, swapping out panels for service like that is probably some of the best electrical work around. You make basically the most amount of money, the least amount of work. Is basically what that is. I mean, you're really just like going in, doing a panel swap, getting it done, cleaning everything up. See you later. Bob's your uncle, and you make a bunch of money. If you could do like 5 of those a week, you're rolling it in. You're rolling in the money after a couple years. That's for sure. Yeah, but my hill beard is shorter than yours, though not by much. What's a hill beard? So pumped on that pin. My wife got me, and I seen that shirt, and I was like, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. It is, it's Pride Month. It's Pride Month. I know that this has brought the fucking trolls out of the woodwork. Shout out to all the LGBTQIA, whatever the fuck, whatever you are. I'm cool with you. I don't, unless you're a Nazi or a bigot or a fucking piece of shit. Or a MAGA Trump fucking sea sucker, I'm not really cool with you. But, yeah, everybody else, yeah. The beard the hill folk have. The beard the hill folk have? All right, fuck it. I'm opening up the green room early today. Because I don't know what Witchy Cat's talking about. What are you talking about? We'll find out when she shows up. Anybody else on the Discord? You can pop into the green room if you want to talk to me about something today. Feel free. What was some of the other stuff that we had here? Live stream. Let's look at our posts. Oh yeah, here's a perfect example right here. Where's my source button? Look at this. It's one of the funniest things when I talk to these bullshit artists, Trump supporters. They will constantly talk about how Joe Biden had dementia. And I've talked about this with plenty of people. I think I've mentioned it on the stream before. First and foremost, Joe Biden and Donald Trump are essentially the same age, right? So if Joe Biden's too old, obviously Donald Trump is too old, right? If that's your standard. If your standard is that Joe Biden's too old, Donald Trump is too old also. They both have cognitive problems. Both of them do. Exhibit A, just from this weekend. Donald Trump posting, there is no hashtag Joe Biden. He was executed. Sorry, I don't want to misquote here. The garbled nonsense that they post. Executed in 2020. Hashtag Biden clones doubles. And robotic engineered soulless mindless entities are what you see. I don't know what that symbol is. The greater than, the less than. There's probably a name for it. Hashtag Democrats don't know the difference. Hashtag Steel. Hashtag US Steel. Hashtag MAGA. Hashtag Maha. And you're like, and people are like, well, Joe Biden has dementia. What the fuck is this? Is this not dementia? Like, is this not like a dementia-riddled fucking post that you would post up on the internet? As the president of the United States, I could understand if you had like an idiotic uncle somewhere and you're like, oh, let me look on Twitter. Oh, my weird uncle is posting random crap to Twitter again, right? But this guy's the president of the United States, and we're like, he doesn't need to live by a higher standard at all, right? Like, it doesn't matter. And that's the big problem with these MAGA people, is that they are what they're claiming other people are, right? The accusation is the confession, right? They're constantly confessing to the bullshit that they're up to by pointing the finger and accusing other people. And it's a really old, stupid trick, and somehow people still fall for it, but I don't. So there's got to be a glimmer of hope on the horizon that I don't. Like, I don't fall for this fucking bullshit. But apparently y'all do. And do I think Joe Biden was too old for being the president? Yeah. I said that before he was even fucking elected. But one of the other things I also said is that the presidency isn't like an individual guy position. It's not just the one guy. It's the about 10,000 people that work in the presidency. And when you have people working in the presidency like Elon Musk, who is clearly spurging out on drugs, has been a total scam artist grifter the entirety of the last 30 years he's existed in public life. You have Stephen Miller, who is clearly a Nazi, who is a direct advisor to the guy, right? And that's just two of the 10,000 people he's surrounded by who are equally just as big a pieces of shit. And then you look at Joe Biden, right? And you look at the people working around Joe Biden, and I'm like, I would much rather have this staff versus the Nazi staff, right? Like, you have a guy who's the president of the United States speaking in the Oval Office while his right-hand man, who's not even the vice president, he's just a random drug-addled fucking billionaire, he's got a black eye for whatever reason, as mentioned by the Wall Street Journal and whatnot. Apparently he got in a fight with Steve Besant, who's also in the administration. Let me look that up real quick.
Steve Besant's wife leave them too for Elon?
No, Stephen Miller's wife is leaving with Elon.
Too. I thought maybe Elon was just adding to his harem.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet.
I thought it might be a BOGO deal.
Pardon me? What?
Thought it might be a BOGO deal.
Oh, buy one, get one? No, I don't know about any of that. I mean, apparently Elon Musk like wanders around with giving semen to people. I understand. I understand. Like, if somebody wants to have sex with you and you, air quote, give them your semen, like it shoots out of your penis and then now it's in their possession, right? Like, I'm not a child. I understand how sex works. We could have a birds and bees conversation if we really need to. But apparently this guy like walks around with vials of his own semen and gives it to people, which is just a level of insanity that even I can't get on board with. I can't even get on board with that. I can't even get on board with the idea that like, well, I guess you have a vial of it and you just give it to somebody is somehow better than, you know, just having sex with somebody, like a willing participant. Like, I don't understand. Sorry, not Steve Besant, Scott Besant. They're all named Steve or Scott. They're a bunch of Aryan fucking freaks. Steve Bannon, ex-Trump strategist, said Elon Musk got physical with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent during a fight at the White House, as per the Daily Mail reported. Jesus Christ, I need to turn off my ad blocker. Nope.
Yeah.
We won't be turning off my ad blocker. Yeah, Scott Bessant. Bessant. Is it like Bessant, like croissant, right? You promised us $1 trillion in cuts, and now you're at like 100 billion, which, by the way, is wildly
That's
disputed. What's that?
I said even that's generous.
It's heavily disputed, the $100 billion in savings. And that's when Elon got physical. It's a sore subject with him. It wasn't an argument. It was a physical confrontation. Elon basically shoved him, Bannon said. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the April confrontation on Friday, Musk's final day as special advisor to President Donald Trump. It's no secret President Trump has put together a team of people who are incredibly passionate about the issues impacting our country. Factually untrue. This sentence right here is factually untrue. It's no secret that President Trump has put together a team of people who are incredibly passionate about the issues impacting our country. Factually incorrect. And I will translate this sentence for you. I will translate this statement. It is no secret that President Trump has put together a team of people who are incredibly passionate about grifting and ripping off the country and committing every form of fraud at the expense of the American taxpayer. That's what this sentence should be. That's what it is. And then here's the next sentence. Disagreements are a normal part of any healthy policy process, and ultimately, everyone knows they serve at the pleasure of President Trump. Right here, this. Let me translate this sentence for you. People are fist fighting in the office, and President Trump is going to fire them if they keep doing it. That's what this will translate as. Because what these grifter fucks like Caroline Leavitt want is a dictator fucking king president that will tell them what to do, right? That will constantly tell them what to do at every turn, because these people have been indoctrinated the entirety of their lives that there's a magical Santa Claus bearded man in the sky that is keeping track of everything for them. Everything that happens is because there's a magical bearded man in the sky who's gonna take care of everything for them for eternity, as long as they don't. Hold on, let me check the 10 commandments that they're trying to put
in Texas and Oklahoma,
in public schools in the United States that are supposed to be secular. Let's check the 10 commandments here real quick. What is one of them?
Don't put another God in front of me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. If there's another bearded man in the sky, this bearded man in the sky will come and punish you for the eternity of all time. Thou shalt not covet. So you can't have an idea of a thing that you want. You can't have that. Honor thy father and thy mother. Okay, well, that just keep that as vague as possible. So if you get second place in a foot race, you're probably not honoring your father or mother. So some bearded man is going to figure out every extravagant way to punish you for the next 400 billion years. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay, so gotcha. So don't fuck anybody else's holes if you decided that the bearded man, you should get married because the bearded man said you should get married. The flying spaghetti bearded man in the sky says you should have got married. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, unless you're in the Texas state legislature where you're working on the days where you're trying to get these 10 commandments posted up into public school, as highlighted earlier this week. Let's look that up real quick. Yeah, this is pretty funny right here.
Yeah.
Oh, we have no sound. Where's the sound button here? Oh, they moved
On
the sound
Saturday?
button.
Is that ironic or what?
And so part of keeping the Sabbath holy is not working on the Sabbath?
That is, yeah.
Would you be willing to postpone your bills so that we're not breaking the Ten Commandments by working on the Jewish or Christian Sabbath?
Yeah, they won't. They don't even adhere to the Ten Commandments themselves. Texas State Representative James Tallarico pointed this out to the state legislature over and over again about how much these people don't even follow the Ten Commandments, in responding to their idea to put the Ten Commandments and post them up into public fucking schools. They want to put the Ten Commandments into publicly funded fucking schools. The separation of church and state means nothing to these people. The Constitution means nothing to these people. The amendments to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, none of this shit means anything to these people. They want you to live in a fucking Christian Sieg Heil Fourth Reich fucking white power fucking dictatorship nation. They want to bring back slavery. They're trying to bring back child laborers for some reason. When I say some reason, they want to bring back child laborers so that they could be exploited sexually in workplaces. That's why you see in Kentucky and whatnot them trying to bring that back. Which, however, what the fuck is going on here? There's some. Oh, that's what it is. A little floating spider web was. Yeah, fucking. There's spider webs in here, bro. It's fucking. We're ending springtime. The spiders are going wild. I thought it was a hair stuck on my face, but turns out it was a spider web, floating off of the microphone here and reflecting in the light.
Okay. Now you're buffering.
Am I buffering again? Well, that's cool. The thing is, like, if I talk shit about stuff, then they start to block me because we don't have enough super chats today. Right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. Ah, there she is. It's the Alyssa.
Who?
Oh, sorry. No, Alyssa came in. Sorry.
Oh my goodness, I was on an old stream. That's nice. I like that.
Why is this chat already filled up?
Three more states.
Oh, we have okay.
So currently, Florida lawmakers are debating a bill recently passed by the House that would eliminate longstanding state guidelines on work hours for teens, allowing employers to schedule 16 and 17-year-olds for unlimited hours, including during the school year, and eliminate meal or rest breaks. Kentucky lawmakers introduced a bill to allow nonprofits to hire 12 and 13-year-olds. Federal law prohibits most non-agricultural employment for children under 14, and a bill to prohibit the state's labor commission from setting standards on child labor that exceeded minimum protections under the FLSA, effectively repealing state standards that require meal and rest breaks for minor workers and that limit work hours for 16 and 17-year-olds. Florida and Kentucky. Two states, Missouri and West Virginia, have introduced new bills to eliminate youth work permits. And a Georgia bill introduced in 2023 and recommitted in 2024 would also eliminate youth work permits and allow 14-year-olds to do landscaping work on the grounds of workplaces where they are otherwise prohibited from working, like factories and mills. And you're going to eliminate You want to eliminate rest breaks. You want to eliminate meal breaks, right? For kids that are under 16. Like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you be motivated? So you think about yourself as an adult, right? You get up in the morning, you have a little food, you go take a shower, you get ready for the day, you get dressed, you get your kids, you get them ready to go to school and all that kind of stuff. And the only thing that you could think about as a person is that these under 16-year-old kids that are working are getting a fucking lunch break, right? Like, why are these 15-year-old kids getting a lunch break? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a bill, and then I'm going to lobby for the bill, and then I'm going to get enough signatures to get this brought in front of the state legislature. Then I'm going to go to the state legislature and argue over and over again because under 16 kids are getting lunch breaks. What in the fuck kind of piece of shit do you have to be? It's just like this too real for YouTube guy. Jesus is king, right? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's what these people are sitting around thinking about. Like, these fucking 14-year-old kids working landscaping jobs, they're getting a lunch break. What in the fuck is going on with this world? They can't have lunch breaks. Like, what kind of piece of shit are you? You know? Like, these are the same pieces of shit that I was talking to that were talking about how college is evil, right? And you're like, how is college evil? And they're like, these people go to college just and then they learn things. And then, you know what happens? They don't like my bullshit that I talk about anymore. And all of a sudden, it must be because it's evil, you know?
They start thinking.
What's that?
They start thinking.
I know, yeah. And it's the funny thing because, you know, I was talking to these guys that were like, they were super advocating for, technical schools, right? Which the weird thing is that like the technical schools, they don't really teach you all that much. They really don't. You're still going to have to go into an apprentice program after you get out. You're still going to have to do all of your apprentice hours before you can even test in to get your journeyman license. They don't take any of those hours away. You still have to do all of those hours. They don't, you know, I went to a technical school, which ultimately is my point that like, you could easily go to college and then get out and go to an apprentice program and then become a plumber if you want, or become an electrician if you want, or become a drywall guy if you want, or a roofer or a carpenter. You know, all these jobs that are supposedly amazing careers, right? That like these grifters like Mike Rowe will go on Fox News and tell you all about how great they are, except they won't take over their grandfather's electrical. They won't take over their grandfather's electrical company. They won't do any of that stuff. No, they won't do any of that. What they will do is go to college for 4 years, right? They will go to college. They will go to college on their own for 4 years, get a degree in fucking. What was Mike Rowe's degree again? We have to look it up again. Do you remember?
I think it was an MBA, wasn't it?
He has a bachelor's degree. He graduated in 1984 with a degree in communications. So he went to school to speak on TV. He had to go, by the way, he had to go to college to learn how to speak on TV, and English from Townsend University. So he learned how to read English. Guys, he learned how to read English, and then he learned how to be a talking head on TV from the big fancy college. You know, he went to Townsend University. What are we talking about here, man? You know, and then he went to school for after that for singing in the opera, and then he went and worked in sung at the opera instead of taking over his grandfather's electrical company, which his grandfather had offered for him to take over the electrical company. He could have just been an electrician, like he supposedly advocates for, right? Like, don't. It's once again, it's don't do what I do what I say, right? Do what I tell you to go do, right? I want you to go work at a company that will fuck you over for the next 40 years. Will advocate for presidents like Ronald Reagan that will get rid of pensions, replace them with the 401k, because now your now the United States fucking average person is invested in the in Wall Street. Like the average person in the United States is now invested in Wall Street because we have to care about our 401ks because pensions don't exist anymore. Right?
Right.
Oh, hold on. Too Real for YouTube retracted their comment. I'm over here wondering how you even got 20 people to hear you talk all this. I'm not a crap. Okay. I'm not a crap. Got it.
I think he was responding to the fact that I called him a Christian rapper because I went and looked at his YouTube.
Oh, is he a Christian rapper? Oh, let's go. Holy shit, let's go check out their channel.
Yeah.
Too Real for YouTube. Oh, no, they just have playlists. They don't have any videos.
His buddy, Mr. Sardine. I don't know if they're in the same band, but they showed up together.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. This is just a playlist. This is just a playlist.
And he's got. Okay.
This isn't his own content. This is just a playlist. This is people that he likes, people that he thinks are good. Yeah. ASAP preach, right?
Yo.
Yeah, just I don't know. Just a bunch of music that other people made. Yeah. I don't know. I guess
Sardine thinks that you look evil and talk evil.
that I look evil and I talk evil. How's okay? Cool.
Good for you.
Okay, I guess. All right. Well, oh darn.
That from a guy whose icon is a square with an upside down cross between the eyes. But okay, whatever.
I don't know. Who are these people? I don't know. What was the other one? I don't know. I'm not reading any of this. Mr. What?
Sardine. Small fish packed into it with oil.
There it is. Okay. Well, let's go check out their channel. Let's see what's going on there. That's Bill Murray. That's actually a picture of Bill Murray from The Life Aquatic. I dressed up as Bill Murray from The Life Aquatic for Halloween one year. But he has 5 subscribers, but he has no content. He has no content. This channel doesn't have any content. Joined August 14th, 2013. He's got a Steve Zissou as his avatar and somebody surfing. Okay, well, I don't know. It's deep. The content's good. The content is quite good. Yeah.
Really solid.
What's
I'm
that?
racing out to listen to the music he says he makes. RR.
Who says somebody made music? What are you talking about?
Mr. Sardine's bio says that he makes music.
Oh. I didn't read their bio because I frankly don't care. Is it super good?
No. That was it.
Oh.
He said he doesn't know why he makes music. But
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what you're doing. Frankly, I don't care. People post stupid shit in the chat. Whatever.
I know.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, you got to remember that they're probably not even real people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a fucking bot program, and they're just trolling around. Or nowadays, with like how the how YouTube works with the live streams, is that there's a live stream feed that people are flicking through. They're just thumbing through it, right? Oh, let me go to the next live stream. Let me go to the next live stream. Let me go to the next live stream. Hold on, I'm going to go to the next live stream. Hold on, let me leave a comment. Right? And then they just go, I got to go to the next live stream. These people don't have attention. Like they have probably undiagnosed ADD of some kind, right? And so that's probably where a lot of the weird random people come from too. Is just some idiot. Zipgun says they don't write the bills. Alec does. That is one evil organization. It's a legislation publishing house of billionaires and corporations. Okay. So to be clear, Zip, what I was talking about is the person that writes them. Okay? Like, I understand that there are organizations that write these bills for people. Those organizations are run by people. So the hypothetical that I was saying was like, imagine you being that person and that's what you wake up to do in the morning. Like you're gonna get up in the morning, you're gonna get your kids ready for school, you're gonna get yourself ready for school, you're gonna have a snack, you're gonna drive into the office, and then the whole time all you can think about, you're just like, oh my god, oh, there's these 14-year-old kids out there working landscaping jobs and they get a lunch break. Fuck, god damn it. And that's what's motivating you, like, all the time. Like, my God, we got to get this bill, and then we're going to get it into the fucking legislature, and then we're going to get these kids' lunch breaks taken away, and finally I'll be able to fucking get some sleep, you know, right? Like those people. That's what I'm saying is that, like, I understand that the specific legislators, representatives, senators, even now, as highlighted in a new book. Maybe I should post the book for you. It turns out the Supreme Court doesn't even write most of their own stuff. How cool is that? Like, we have like these powerful people. We have these powerful people that don't even write their own stuff. You know, because most of their time is spent going on lavish trips, being on vacation, fundraising dinners. And by the way, I'm going to want you guys to go ahead and donate $1.8 million to my Cryptocoin. My Cryptocoin's called Shitfart Buttfuckers Coin, I think. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Shitfart. Oh, guys, I spelt it wrong. Shitfart Buttfuckers Coin. I got to make sure. Okay, it's not actually a thing. Okay, good. I don't want you to accidentally actually donate to anything like that. But yeah, you just release your own crypto coin, right? You'd be like randpaulcrypto.com, right? You're like, you guys go ahead and give me about $1.8 million, and then you can come to a private dinner at my house, where then I will advocate for your crazy bill. Right, for your insane bill to get rid of 14-year-olds being able to take a fucking lunch break on their landscaping jobs, right? And by the way, we all have to sit here for a second and think about what 14-year-olds are working. Like, if you had to stereotype the group of 14-year-olds that are working landscaping jobs, do you think that this is the average senator, the average senator's kids, or any of the kids that work in the neighborhood or that live in the neighborhood where the senators live or the representatives live?
No. Well, they might work in the neighborhood, but I don't think they live in the neighborhood.
No, they're working in the neighborhood. They don't live there. Right. I'm saying it's mostly fucking brown people is what I'm saying. If you could catch my drift there, it's like, who are the 14-year-olds that are working landscaping jobs that require lunch breaks? It ain't the fucking whites. You know what I'm saying? Like, there probably is some white kids from poor neighborhoods, but you get what I'm saying. The motivation of these people is to figure out how to, like, fuck over the browns, as it were, you know?
Yep.
You know, this is the same political party that brought you the fucking, if you don't recall, this is the same political party that brought you the Muslim ban. They banned fucking Muslims from coming to the United States. Have we completely fucking brainwiped ourselves from the fact that Donald Trump and his fucking cronies were banning all Muslims from entering the United States?
Yep.
Right? Have we just completely forgotten who these fucking people are? Caleb Clark has a good point here. Imagine having a mind so milquetoast that you listen to these people and propose those items to bills. Yeah, I mean, it's ultimately the downfall. And as Okami says, the buzzword would be indoctrinated that they like to throw out, which drives me nuts because, yeah, the people that are following them are indoctrinated, you know? They're supposedly followers of Jesus, right? Which every teaching of Jesus that I've ever read, which I'm not a scholar. I didn't go to college to learn about the fucking imaginary fake Bible that these people worship. But I've read a lot of it because I know how to read, and I'm not fucking brain dead moron. And but all of the Jesus's teachings were to love your neighbor, to love your enemy like your family member. But then dipshits like JD Vance go up on stage and then propose their own interpretation of what Catholicism should be, and is immediately refuted by the Pope as being 100% inaccurate, right? And can't even reckon with the fact that the Pope told him he's wrong and go, oh, yeah, all right, maybe I need to go give a new speech and be like, I was wrong. I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to go retract this fucking bullshit. But nope, can't do that. Just move on, ever forward, Sieg Heiling all the way to the fucking Oval Office. I just farted. I had too many falafels. That is a factual statement and does happen. Has a lot to do with the fact the garbanzo beans that are in the falafel. Let's look up a falafel recipe real quick.
Sounds good.
We need a quick falafel recipe. We want a quick one. We don't want a long one. Yes, just like all the recipes nowadays, it's a life story of the person that wrote the recipe with a headshot. Oh yeah, a headshot, a sexy headshot too. You gotta be being sexy, right? Hey, you want to make my falafel? I better have a sexy headshot for you, lust filled.
Hey.
Hold on, let me scroll down here.
Wasn't falafel what Bill O'Reilly was trying to say when he came up with loofah?
With loofah?
Yes.
Bill O'Reilly, I don't know. I don't listen to Bill O'Reilly. He's a fucking freak.
No, this was his attempt at hitting on some woman, and he was trying to say falafel, and he said loofah instead.
Oh. I don't listen to Bill O'Reilly when he's hitting on people because that's gross.
It was just a big scandal.
Is he
That was
older
what-
than Trump?
Mentally, probably. Physically,
No,
I
he's
have
not.
no-
He's younger than Trump. He's younger than Trump. Too old to be on Fox News anymore after being a fucking psychotic creep. And he's younger than Trump. He's 75 years old.
That's funny.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And he's so fucking old, too. What's that?
But I do like falafel, though. Sorry. I'm back on the falafel.
I love
what was in
falafel.
the-
We're gonna get back to the falafel recipe. Oh, Bill O'Reilly visiting China. Apparently, Bill O'Reilly is doing a China tour now. Apparently, he's just out here, fucking goofballing around in China.
Well, there you go.
Yep, there he is in China 5 days ago. Bill O'Reilly, 1, he would have loved me. 2, condo in the Forbidden City for dead guys named Ming. 3, go to the prom. 4, got to be careful with the mocking over here. 5, the words on the mountain say all loyalty to Chairman Mao. Okay. The people's pandas and capitalism? The question mark. He's lost his mind and he's younger than Trump. So, yeah, what are we supposed to do with that? Where's our quick falafel recipe? The first one said do not use canned chickpeas, which immediately says, "Get the fuck out of here. We're not reading this. We're not reading this bullshit recipe. We're not doing that." The second recipe we have here, as apparently this one says you have to soak the
Very anti-canned chickpeas, these people.
I don't understand. Just get your garbanzo bees. Fuck. I use dried chickpeas to make falafel. Canned chickpeas don't work here. I know other falafel recipes say that they do, but dried chickpeas are your friend for the best authentic falafel. Oh, really? Every recipe tells you to use dry for some reason. What the fuck is happening here?
Well,
What kind of-
these
what
are
kind
the
of-
trad ones.
I don't know what kind of
They've got all
fucking...
the time because they're
This
not
one says
working.
dried. This one says dried chickpeas also. Hold on, we're going down to page 10. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Page 10.
Rabbit hole time.
Here we go. Falafel salam. Wait, what?
Awful alaikum.
Oh no, these
that's
guys just deliver it to you. I mean, that's faster than making it yourself. Let's be true here.
But there's going to be a canned chickpea in whatever restaurant made that. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I 100% guarantee it. Although there are some restaurants that are soaking dried chickpeas. It's the same as like some restaurants you go to. They're soaking dried kidney beans. They're soaking dried black beans, whatever, pinto beans. You know,
Yeah.
it's to help make the recipe like super inconsistent. You know.
Great Northern White's my favorite bean. By racist beef.
Fuck! Every single one of these. Everyone says you gotta just soak dried chickpea. I don't. Oh shit, that's a fucking video. Whoops. Oh, that's a video too. This is what happens when you get on page 10. A lot of the results end up being fucking... Alright. Get yourself some canned
Send me
chickpeas, put some garlic, some salt, some cumin, some parsley, some lemon juice, some baking powder. This one says you got to put all-purpose flour in it. Okay, well, that's really traditional. Use the all-purpose flour as your binding agent. Okay. Well, figure out how to make falafel on your own. We can't even review it today. We can't review making a falafel. Just grind that shit up and then fucking fry it in some oil.
There's one right there.
Oh, Mickham says, hey, where's my dildo link? Good point, but we don't have dildo links around here. We have vibrator links around here because the female orgasm is real. It is not a myth.
It is not.
Holy shit,
Sorry.
I got it. What? Well, let's hear from the source. It's not what?
Not dependent on a dick, and we've got more than enough dicks already.
Oh,
Vibrator's good.
You got more? Okay, you got more than enough dick already. Good. Good, you've got more than enough.
I don't.
All right, here's a link if you need to go buy a vibrator because the female orgasm is real. It's not a myth. And if you are a lady out there that's thinking, oh, all these dudes that told me it was not real, you've just been believing them your whole life. Well, now it's time to stop believing them because they're full of shit. You can go to that Amazon link there and order whatever you want. And the Federal Trade Commission requires me to tell you that we get a commission if you go buy shit through our links. And since I just told you that, now you know it because your brain works fine. But yeah, if you want to go over there and buy a vibrator, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I frankly don't care. But if you're going to go buy shit through Amazon, you might as well give the commission to somebody who's an actual human and not just a bot farm coming out of South Korea spamming, just hot spamming links and tricky links into Facebook. So all of your boomer parents fucking then buy shit off of Amazon and pay out to a bot farm overseas. You know what I mean?
In the name of humanity.
I request
Yes,
the link in the name of humanity. That one's hot pink too. You could get it in different colors if you want. I don't know if the brand works any good. It's called Plus One. It's got good reviews. I mean, it's oh, maybe this one doesn't have the most good reviews, but I think it has good reviews considering its price point. Because the one that I saw that was all 5-star reviews was like much more expensive.
75.
So, you know, got to take that into consideration.
That's good.
Let's see. Can we find a 5-star review? Oh, here's what's even, yeah, here's even funnier. Hey, are you interested in a 5-star reviewed link on Amazon? Are you? Are you feeling?
Yay.
Are you feeling dry in your nether regions? Get yourself some Astroglide today. With 41,609 reviews coming in at 4.6 out of 5. That's still pretty good for 41,000 reviews, you know. If you need some good old slip and slide Astroglide, get some. Oh, shit, here's the bulk bottle. Here's the bulk bottle. Wait, we need
I
to
had
find.
to laugh because I opened my Amazon and it was nip-nicks, pliers, and vibrators. And anybody looking at my Amazon would think that weird things are going on.
Weird things are going on, but who cares? Like, what do you? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit, man? This country is going down in a fucking blaze of glory. I'm gonna read from the Big Beautiful Bill, which they put a poison pill in there to allow to explicitly allow the president to avoid any kind of interaction with the courts. So they're trying to pass in that gigantic bill that is only supposed to be about budget reason, a budget bill, and they added into that the president would be able to just ignore the courts indefinitely. The question is the vibrator also made in China and exposed to the famous tariffs? The famous tariffs have gone on pause because the third court has
today.
again ruled against the tariffs that Trump has been attempting to put in place. He's putting them on, he's taking them off, he's putting them on, he's taking them off, because they're trying to claim that the president can just do tariffs whenever they want. And there is a slight bit of power that was granted in the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which is essentially, to paraphrase for you, is that when the United States was at war, the president would have the authority to place tariffs on countries that we are at war with, essentially. And during an emergency, right, the president would be able to put tariffs in place rapidly without having to wait for Congress to convene, right? So how does this work? So you would think, let's give you a hypothetical, that the United States is at war with Lithuania, right? The United States is at war with Lithuania, and overnight, Poland joins in to fight against the United States, right? Congress is all out drinking highballs with hookers and doing a bunch of cocaine and ketamine or whatever they're doing all night. They're too busy. They're too busy cheating on their spouses, having weird eyes wide shut sex parties, and they can't convene to put a tariff on Poland. So essentially, they would wake up the president, or if the president was awake already or whatever, and go, boom, we're putting a tariff on Poland because they have started fighting a war with us. Then that would proceed to trigger this having to get pushed through Congress. First, it would have to go through the House. Then it would have to go through the Senate. Then it would go to the president's desk, and he would sign off on it. But it would give you an amount of time in order to do that, right? if you guys remember, back in 1982, we had an oil crisis. We had a big, giant oil crisis. So they didn't even have gas for cars, right? So the traffic jams were everywhere. So if you think that the senators back then would have enough time to stop snorting up mountains of cocaine to get in their car and then sit in a traffic jam to go deal with having to put tariffs on Poland for joining this imaginary war I just made up, they just wouldn't be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to make that happen. And, you know, in the meantime, Poland would just be buying all and selling all sorts of stuff, right? So essentially, the Fourth Reich Nazi Party, who has taken control of the White House, with people like Stephen Miller, have essentially convinced the old fucking brain-addled, whose brain looks like Swiss cheese, Donald Trump, into just doing shit, like putting on tariffs randomly, and then claiming that it's an emergency. And then people are reviewing it when they go to court, and they're going, there is no emergency. What are you talking about? You need to stop this immediately. Which happened again today. I believe today was the third district court, circuit court has strucken down. Let's see. Yeah. Oh shit, we got to read this. I'm reading, but you know how that is. What?
Share with the class.
I can't share with the class right now because I have to read through the chaff to get to something good.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean, so this whole tariff thing is so convoluted because this is just one part of it. The Trump administration agreed in May to temporarily lower the tariffs on Chinese goods to 30% from 145%. China agreed to reciprocate by lowering tariffs on American products to 10% from 125%. But this is just like one of the 49 steps that they went back and forth. Oh my God, there's a John Fetterman article here. That guy seriously needs to get the fuck out of. Just get out. Just go retire.
Yep. With whatever grace he has left, he needs to go.
We have to read this though. Chinese officials. China calls Trump's trade deal accusations groundless. Fuck. It's the Washington Post. We can't get past. We can't get past it.
I gave you the link to clear up the paywall.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Archive. You go to archive.is, it'll remove the paywall and you can read the article. Put the link in.
But I have to have the link to the article, right?
Yep. That's how I read New York Times articles anymore.
What's this? Archive.io, right?
Yeah. IO or IS.
Ah, fuck. Do I need to sign up to archive.io? Wait.
It's just archive.is.
Oh.
I promise. IS. Drop it into that red box and hit save.
Hold on. Where'd you send it to me?
I'll resend it right now.
Is it IF or IS?
F is in Sam.
F as in fam?
S as in Sam. S as in snake. Silly.
Ah, snake.
Stinky.
It's S as in Snake Plissken. There you go.
There you go.
All right. China calls Trump's trade deals accusations groundless. China and the United States are accusing each other of reneging on their tariff truce as tensions rise over rare earths exports. Where are the fucking rare earths? Like, we're in the Minecraft presidency. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Oh, now I have a vision of Trump as a chicken jockey. Thanks. All right, moving on.
I mean, he's worse than a chicken jockey. China on Monday said Trump administration accusations. China on Monday said Trump administration accusations that it had broken. What the fuck? What the fuck? China on Monday said Trump administration accusations that it had broken the terms. What the fuck? You know, it's funny.
Do you want me to read it?
What? Look at this
Do you want me to
sentence.
read it?
No, look at this sentence. I am reading it.
Okay.
China on Monday said Trump administration accusations that it had broken the terms of a trade. What the fuck, man? Like, what in the fucking holy fuck? Is this goddamn AI slop or what?
Yes.
Fuck. Everything is AI now. It's so great. We're just everything now is just going to be fucking robots. Do fucking Jesus Christ. We're all going to die out here. We're all going to die. That's it. Even fucking administrators or representatives in Iowa are just saying, "Don't worry, everyone's going to fall off of Medicaid, but that's okay because we're all going to die anyhow, so who cares?"
And then she doubled down the next day. I sent you that link. That's hilarious.
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't think you sent it to me. What?
It's in the live stream above the Truth Social thing you posted.
Oh, let me see.
It's a YouTube she did where she just talks about how she's really sorry that people didn't know they were going to die.
Oh yeah, let me watch this.
Hello.
Hold on, we gotta. Oh, it's on fucking Blue Sky. Can I make it bigger? Holy shit! It's fucking. That's huge. No, I don't want to look at anybody's face that closely. Let me get a fucking a Wang Jangler on here. There we go. Now we have screen. That's how we do.
Hello, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize for a statement that I made yesterday at my town hall. I was in the process of answering a question that had been asked by an audience member when a woman who was extremely distraught screamed out from the back corner of the auditorium, "People are going to die." And I made an incorrect assumption that everyone in the auditorium understood that, yes, we are all going to perish from this earth. So I apologize. And I'm really, really glad that I did not have to bring up the subject of the tooth fairy as well. But for those that
What
would
in the
like
fuck?
to see eternal
She is
and
such a
everlasting
cunt.
life, I encourage you to embrace my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
What in the fuck is with these brain rotted fucking maniacs? Like, you gotta understand, like, these are the fucking pieces of shit that are trying to take away, and I'm just using this one singular example that I brought up earlier. They're trying to take away lunch breaks from 14-year-olds working landscaping jobs. Right? Because the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, will just give you forever life. You don't need Medicare. You don't need Medicaid. You don't need health insurance. You don't need food. You don't need clean air. You don't need clean water. You don't need any of this shit. You don't need any of that because apparently their fucking weird God is going to just, oh, don't worry. You'll have eternal life with Jesus after you're dead. Which, by the way, if that is the case, why don't they just kill themselves now?
Oh, that would be lovely.
Right? If you supposedly believe that there's this forever life after now, why aren't you giving everything away, walking around in rags, and just allowing yourself to die? Because I 100% guarantee you that bitch is walking around in a nice park with a fucking $800 cashmere sweater on. Oh, I'm enjoying the park today. And everybody, I didn't even need to explain to you the tooth fairy. By the way, from a person who believes in the tooth fairy. That was a person that believes in the tooth fairy. Trying to cast aspersions on the people in the crowd when she said, oh, well, we're all going to die, because someone in the crowd said, but the people that are going to lose Medicare, they're going to die. Because that is a reality. That is a real fucking factual thing that is going to happen on planet Earth. There is no fucking magical afterlife. That is not real. That is tooth fairy shit. And then immediately turning around to be like, well, I need to explain the tooth fairy to you too. Because, by the way, that person would then turn around and start explaining to you that the tooth fairy is real to her. Right? She already believes that there's a magical guy who was stabbed with a spear and they hammered his hands onto a cross. They crucified him. They whipped him with, fucking thorns and shit. Like, this is what they pray to, right? And that guy saved them from whatever it is and just absolves them from whatever they do on this planet that we live on, which, by the way, is just a fucking planet. We are a planet with biological creatures living on it, right? These people do not regard the lives of cows. These people do not regard the lives of dogs. Elected representatives from this party write in a book that they fucking murder their dog at the gravel pit because it was a bad puppy, apparently. These people disregard all other life on this planet. These people have disregarded anyone of any other race other than them. They speak any other language other than them. They have any other kind of cultural differences than them. These are the people that enslaved black people. Those are the people that enslaved black people. I cannot explain. I cannot make it any simpler to explain. The religious freaks are the ones who were the fucking slave masters. Okay? Were there secular fucking slave masters also? Sure. The vast majority of them were religious fanatic freaks. And here's how I can explain that to you very simply. What happened when Galileo fucking said, the earth is round, we're on a planet, we're on a rock? They said, oh, what the fuck, bro? But what happened to Galileo when he said, I don't believe that God is real? I don't believe any of that shit is real. What happened to him at that point?
He got imprisoned and killed.
He got imprisoned for the rest of his life because he said that God didn't exist, right? Those are the same people. Those are the same people that hired people to take their ships to Africa to bring people here in chains to the United States. They maintained slavery longer than almost every other country on the fucking planet. But now shitbags like Charlie Kirk with his weird fucking... he looks like the Canadians from fucking South Park with his giant head and his weird skinny body. His head bobbling all, flopping all around. Will come out and tell you that, oh, it was the Puritans. It was the Judeo-Christians that got rid of slavery. Are you kidding me? Do you mean all of the churches in the South? Do you mean all of the deep-rooted evangelical Christian fucking churches of the South, which, by the way, still harbor fucking Klan members to this day in the year 2025? Do you think they're the ones that outlawed and got rid of slavery? The ones that had to be invaded by the other half of the fucking country and shot until they died enough that they finally had to give up their fucking slave country that they left the United States to try and keep, which they're... Read their fucking constitution. It mandates that they will have slaves, that they will have slavery. Why put that in there? right? If you're supposedly like, we're just seceding from the Union because no taxation without representation or whatever the fuck weird nonsensical bullshit these people south of the Mason-Dixon line tell themselves, which you would have to go back and factually find out what the Mason-Dixon line was about. What was the Mason-Dixon line about? Mason-Dixon, non-slave state, slave state. There was a line across the United States. And guess when it became a problem? How long is California? California was going to join the Union. California didn't want to be a slave state, and it went south of the Mason-Dixon line and north of the Mason-Dixon line. The Southerner dipshits said, fuck that, you have to split up California into a slave state in the south and a non-slave state in the north. And California said, fuck y'all, we ain't doing that. And that's one of the big giant tipping points that most people, if you talk to these dipshits that carry around their fucking Dixie flags, will just fail to even mention that all of this stuff was argued in Congress. All of this stuff was happening in Congress. You can go look it up. They were arguing over and over again which states would be let into the Union because they would let in one slave state south of the Mason-Dixon line, and they would let in one non-slave state north of the Mason-Dixon line. Mickham says, in the year 2000, the Pope and the Catholic Church admitted life may exist in our universe. Duh. We tried to tell you we are all living on a planet, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't know. The Tooth Fairy isn't real, but she gave me a coin when I told my son I thought she had forgotten me. Yeah, I mean, I hate to break the news to you, like, the Tooth Fairy's not real. Yeah, neither is Jesus or the bearded man in the sky or any of that shit. The death rates in this life is overwhelming. Yeah. Me trying to read anything from Lady Guinevere. I'm telling you, this sentence is fucked. You know, that's why I was going, holy shit, I got to post this up on the screen so you guys could read it yourselves and go, oh, wait a minute, maybe he's not abjectly, like, fucking 100% broken in the brain. This shit is all AI slop, man. I guarantee you this was written by fucking AI. Which, by the way, the prompts to my fucking live stream are written by AI. I don't give a shit if you want to use it to do stupid, meaningless crap, right? But this is this guy's job. Christian Shepherd, who, by the way, I would wager $5 American USD that this person, Christian Shepherd, does not exist.
Not with that name.
I'm telling you, I would almost guarantee that this person does not exist. Anyhow, China on Monday said Trump administration accusations that it had broken the terms of a trade war truce by holding back key materials were groundless, saying that it was in fact the United States that had seriously damaged the agreement with its restrictions on Chinese microchips and students. After President Donald Trump on Friday twice accused China of having violated an agreement reached last month, administration officials said that Beijing was taking its time to approve export licenses for rare earths needed to make products including consumer electronics and jet engines. It was only 3 weeks ago the two countries called a 90-day timeout on a tariff war that had dramatically slashed trade between the world's two largest economies. They agreed to reduce triple-digit tariffs, effectively an embargo, to levels that would at least allow trade to continue while the two sides worked on a formal deal. But that temporary ceasefire is already under strain amid the accusations and disagreements about what exactly was agreed in Geneva. By announcing export controls on artificial intelligence chips and revoking Chinese student visas, the United States had unilaterally provoked new economic and trade tensions. Like, here's a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier, that the Muslim ban people are stripping Chinese student visas just based on country of origin. They're kicking people out based on country of origin. And you go like, they're not racists. Like, This is literally like a racist action. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is literal racism. They're revoking foreigners' student visas just because they're not from the United States. Under the auspice, if you ask them, that they'd be like, oh, it's because we need to give a chance to the American students. By the way, what the fuck are we talking about? Now it's affirmative action for dumber American students to get into college? What are we talking about here? Like, you're giving affirmative action for like the shittier students from the United States? I don't know. I thought the students from the United States were supposed to just pick themselves up by their bootstraps and work harder, right? It's a whole lot of weird messaging from this group of fucking insane racist freaks.
Well, and we're cutting the big white kids program along with AmeriCorps. That's the Job Corps thing. But keep going.
Yeah, don't get sidetracked.
It's a
The United
sidetrack.
States, what? What'd you say to me?
I said, that's why.
What'd you say to me?
I said, read.
What'd you say to me?
Read.
All right. The United States had unilaterally provoked new economic and trade tensions. China's Ministry of Commerce said in a statement on Monday, instead of reflecting on itself, it has made bogus accusations and unreasonably denounced China for violating the agreement. The most recent changes reflect how far apart the two sides remain on a host of issues. And near the top of the list is a dispute over whether Beijing is moving fast enough to ease its export restrictions on rare earth and critical minerals. While claiming that the goal of tariffs was not to decouple from China, but to reduce reliance on its products. What the fuck? While claiming that the goal of tariffs was not to decouple from China, but to reduce reliance on its products? That's the definition of decoupling. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we doing? Treasury Secretary fucking Liar McLiarface on Sunday accused Beijing of holding back rare earths and critical minerals that it agreed to release in Geneva. Maybe it's a glitch in the Chinese system. Maybe it's intentional, shitface McGee said to CBS. China, for its part, was angered by Commerce Department guidance released days after its talks in Geneva, warning that the use or sale of Ascend AI chips made by Chinese technology giant Huawei anywhere in the world could violate U.S. export controls, a ruling Beijing said was against the spirit of the trade agreement. The big picture is that the two sides resumed negotiations after Geneva, but if you look at the details, it's more complicated, and each side is still doing things that could undermine the big picture, said Da Wei, an international relations scholar at Tsinghua, I don't know how to say Tsinghua, I don't know, University in Beijing. Holy fucking shit, we gotta look up how to say this.
Yes, I can only imagine how Google is going to present that.
Probably in anal.
Right?
I said in anal, I think, is how it's going to be presented. Let's see.
Tsinghua. I heard it.
Tsinghua. Tsinghua. Tsinghua.
Fucking Tsinghua, man. I didn't know that. All right. I will probably forget, but we'll know it for now. An international relations scholar at Tsinghua University in Beijing. Chinese state affiliated commentators have increasingly linked rare earths to U.S. technology controls. Only if the U.S. relaxes its restrictions on the export of advanced semiconductors to China should Beijing consider easing rare earths controls. Said Hu Jin, I don't know how to say that, a prominent nationalist commentator and former editor-in-chief of the state-run Global Times. Holy fucking, what the fuck? This is AI slop, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet Christian Shepherd. This is 100% like AI slop. There's just no way. There's no way that a person named Christian Shepherd sat down and typed all this out and then proofread it, sent it to their editor, and then here we are. just not possible. Let's see. You should watch Jim Jeffries' stand-ups. He's quite funny regarding religion. I agree. Jim Jeffries is quite funny. From from an account called AI Vanguard, said AI slop, huh? Noted, flesh bag. Uh-oh. Fucking AI is watching and commenting on my fucking live stream. Uh-oh.
One of my groups is figuring that we're all going to die because Ukraine used AI to stage the successful drone attacks on Russia. So
What about it?
they're just certain that now AI is going to start just doing that randomly everywhere, you know.
Who says that?
At one of my groups, my crazy groups, you know, I have those crazy groups.
Right. I mean,
leftist
they're probably not
group.
wrong. I mean, they probably
been
aren't
called-
wrong. Like,
They
okay,
spent the weekend.
okay, hold on.
attack.
I want to hold on. Stop. I want to explain why they're probably not wrong, because we can easily see the implementation of AI on a regular basis, constantly, nonstop now. It's just, you go on to fucking Twitter, you go on to YouTube, you go on to fucking Facebook, you go on to Snapchat. I don't give a fuck where you go. You are running into AI slop nonstop, all the time,
Right.
constantly. AI is hallucinating more than it ever has. And here's the reason I want you all to fucking sit down and think about as to why that is happening. It's because AI is being programmed by AI. Okay? I want you to understand what is happening is that these AI programs that are hallucinating and just making shit up are being utilized by the people that are programming them to do the programming to move forward. And
Right.
this is a cycle that will only lead itself to abject failure, right? And a good example of some of the stuff that AI is learning is military implementation type systems on top of all of the other shit that's being input to it, but it's also being input by itself. And it's going to continue to start hallucinating further and further and further. There won't be a point in time where they'll be able to just take 40 steps back and start over again. And it's one of the big reasons why people that are smarter than Lex Friedman, right? AKA not people who just got $20 million Russian to fucking interview every famous person you've ever heard of, right? Are seriously worried because this is what is continuing to happen, right? And it's not even a matter of like, are people lazy or whatever? It's like a human isn't lazy because they use a wrench to turn a nut, to unbolt something, right? It's like you're utilizing the mechanical advantage of a tool. And ultimately, that is what's happening over and over and over and over again within these computer systems, is that you have taught the people that are utilizing these computer systems that this is a tool that you can use, right?
Right.
I was recently listening to an interview with a professor who was talking about how they're working on doing law currently, doing law school. And they were going like, how are you guys dealing with AI and the fact that AI keeps showing up in court now, right? Because lawyers are using AI to just create all of their arguments for them, and then just sending them into court, right? And they're just making up fake fucking shit.
Yep.
And Mickham says AI is also collecting all garbage that is produced, and it's using it as facts. That's the bigger issue. It's not that it's collecting information; it's that it's using stuff that is clearly fake as inputs towards it creating a hallucination, and then presenting it as truth. Right? Like that's the big issue. But they were anyhow. The professor in law school, they were saying like, how are you dealing with this AI stuff? And one of the big things that they were doing was it's like, we're going back to doing presentations in front of class.
Good.
They're doing testing, closed door testing, like back in the 80s, like when I was a kid. Where's that? Oh, I can't even show it.
Scantron.
Let's see if we can't find it. Where was it? Is it right here?
Adams. Here. Adamley.
Here,
Adamowski.
from the Scots. Problem whatsoever.
No,
Fry.
I can't find it. I was hoping to find a clip, and I can't find the clip. There is a clip. Hold on, let me see if I can't find it. Hold on. No, we can't find it. There's a movie clip where it's old timey. It's back in the 1900s, as the kids say now. Back in the 1900s, when a teacher would have a stopwatch for the testing. Ooh, this might be it. No, this isn't it. No, it's some bullshit. No, we're getting fed fucking bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, here we go. Here's a good
thanks
clip.
to a generous
Here's a
donation
good
by
clip for
Mr.
you.
Madison to the Nib High School Library, I've been able to arrange for 10 different teachers to administer this academic decathlon in various courses of study. However, if there is any attempt by either contestant to cheat, especially with my wife, who is a dirty, dirty tramp, I am just gonna snap. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right then, let the academic decathlon begin.
Yeah, it's like, here it is. Here it is. Yeah. We have to do the test in front of class on the chalkboard like this, old-timey style. Right?
Oh.
Back in the 1900s. Dude, you have no you have no point of reference for this because your child was born earlier than my child. And this wasn't a thing that they would talk about when your child was young enough to be making fun of old people. But
Yeah.
all the kids now, like the 7 to 9 year olds,
Yeah.
6 to 9 years old, they talk about the 1900s. Seriously. I am not kidding, and I'm saying that they talk about the 1900s like we talk
And
about the
how old?
1800s. I'm serious. That's how old they think you are. They're like, they think you're from the 1800s, essentially.
Oh, that's funny.
Alyssa Bentley says, anytime you fly, you become a bearded man in the sky. I'm not high enough up. Not high enough up. Who is Donald Trump has put more worthless hotels than an autistic kid playing Monopoly. Yes, I agree, Florida attorney. Yeah, and it is a problem. It is 100% a problem. This administration is categorically dismantling fucking democracy as we see it. They're dismantling the United States. We literally had fucking Mark Carney. Right here.
Today, my
I have to remember to add source before I hit play, but it just auto plays nowadays.
Yeah.
Here's Mark Carney of Canada.
cabinet colleagues and I met to discuss Canada's response to the latest developments in the trade crisis. Yesterday, in the latest salvo in his trade war, President Trump again imposed unjustified tariffs on our nation in violation of our existing trade agreements. We will respond forcefully. Nothing is off the table to defend our workers and our country. And our response to these latest tariffs is to fight, is to protect, and to build. We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada. The road ahead will be long. There is no silver bullet. There is no quick fix. And I know and I understand that many are feeling anxious and worried about the future. Fundamental change is always unsettling. But I have every confidence in our country because I understand what President Trump does not. That we love Canada with every fiber of our being. The old relationship we had with the United States.
I don't know if that part is important, that you love Canada with every fiber of your being. I don't know if that's all paramountly important. I mean, I love the United States. I don't know if anybody actually loves the country that they're from with every fiber of their being. It's a weird saying. It's a weird statement to make.
Based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperations is over.
It's over. Like, the United States isn't even going to be able to collaborate with fucking Canada. I don't even understand like where we're going. Like for the longest time, a lot of like MAGA bullshit fucking supporters are like, we don't need fucking Canada. Canada's just like the 51st state. Canada's our biggest trade partner. Like, I don't understand how misinformed these MAGA people are that Canada is our biggest trading partner. And now, by the way, some of the most reasonable people on the planet have a prime minister that are like, well, I guess this is over. You know?
All like, because Donnie doesn't want to share his golden dome.
Yeah, I mean, because we're back to fucking the early 1980s. We're starting the fucking Golden Dome project again, where we're doing space. What do they call it? Space Wars or whatever. Star Wars. No, they called it Star Wars. And then, you know, because we can just do copyright infringement as a country, right? They called it Star Wars because they want to build some kind of fucking missile protection system like they have in Israel, which, by the way, is just a categorically fucked, stupid idea. Like, oh, what are you gonna shoot down? First of all, like, what missiles are you going to shoot down that you can't shoot down already? the intercontinental like fucking ballistic missiles. Like you can't even get satellite driven fucking internet to work 24 hours a day. But we're supposed to get a system that is going to be able to shoot down missiles 24 hours a day from satellites somehow. Like, good fucking luck. How about figure out the internet first and then maybe try to think about doing something else with it?
Or figuring out how to build rockets that actually get to space to put those things up.
Yeah, they just keep blowing up.
And then create satellites that aren't falling out of the sky, 4 years after they've been added.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I got to make fun of the fact that Elon Musk is a fucking idiot. Over and over again. What's that?
So you can keep. There's lots of room for that one.
Yeah, man, it just seems fucking pointless at this point. But I don't know. Maybe the fact that he's like spurging out on fucking drugs in the Oval Office maybe will get through to somebody, but I don't think it will. Honestly, I mean, these people are in a fucking legit cult. I mean, it's crazy. And I've said it before on stream here a bunch of times. Like these mega people are essentially like Philadelphia Eagles fans, right? It's like they've signed up for it. They have the outfits. They have the swag. They have flags. They wear golden diapers to make fun of. I still don't really understand it. It's like the garbage people for Trump, right? Like the garbage bag people for Trump.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I've seen it. I don't understand. I've never gone down the rabbit hole of why.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's a good example.
Like the ear pillow makes sense, obviously, and but I don't understand why we need golden underwear.
Oh, it's golden underwear was because Donald Trump wears diapers. He wears diapers because he shits his pants all the time. And so then they were wearing diapers, and then they started wearing gold diapers.
We're not trash. We are what makes America America. We work every day. We come home. We do all of our things. We don't break a law. We don't do all those things. That's what makes America America.
Diapers.
Hold on.
I would think.
I don't think the Democrats, the leadership, not the people. No, the leadership doesn't respect middle America, doesn't respect the working class.
I am wearing the vest because I want everyone to know that I am not a piece of garbage. I will be taking out the trash, and that will be all the Democrats that we're not trash. I think they are.
Well, the meaning behind it is to really focus on what Kamala Harris thinks of Trump. All the trash talk and everything going on and everything. And this will represent that.
Huh? Yeah, it's the weird thing is that they started wearing garbage bags and shit because somebody said that they were trash, right? I don't know if it was Kamala. I never really seen Kamala talking about how Americans were trash or not. But they somehow got it into their brains that we were calling them trash. And it's like, yeah, you are a trash person if you're fucking racist. And by the way, why is it all like super shaky whites in those videos? I got to tell you, like, I want to tell people I'm not trash. And it's like, dude, do you need to go lay down? What's wrong with you? You all right? You fucking doing okay? No? Are you on ketamine? Is that what's going on here? Like, what the fuck? And but somebody was making fun of them and essentially calling them trash because they were acting like trash. And so they started wearing garbage bags to somehow symbolize that they aren't trash, but they're putting themselves in trash bags, which is where trash goes. Right? And it's like, people are like, well, don't you get it? And I'm like, not really. Like they said, you're trash, so you put yourself in the garbage can. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, I mean, I guess you're in the bag. So, I mean, I guess maybe throw yourself out. I don't know. Like, you apparently self-identify as trash. I'm supposed to respect that, right?
Well, and it's interesting because my daughter and her generation constantly will be like, I'm trash. You know, they call themselves trash in a positive way, like raccoons, possums, that kind of, I don't know, it's very weird.
No, that's in context.
So to hear taking it on.
Okay. That's in context with, so like you're talking about like Gen Z saying they're doing rat people or mole people or raccoons or whatever.
Just
like
say they're trash, but yeah,
they're saying that they're like that ironically, right? Like that's ironically we're trash, right? Like, oh, you know, there's a trashy outfit. Like, yeah, oh, you're trying to be trashy. That doesn't mean that you suddenly start hating black people like actual trailer trash, right? Like that. And the big joke with the hold on, let me find it. The Gen Z rat people thing. And this is happening in China. So China's essentially taken sort of the American idea and like taken it further. Gen Z rat people refers to a trend of young people, particularly in China, who are embracing a low energy, relaxed lifestyle, often described as lying flat. This includes opting out of traditional work and career paths, embracing hobbies and interests, and prioritizing personal well-being over societal expectations of high achievement. Burnout and despair. Some experts suggest that the trend is a response to a burnout and a sense of hopelessness about the future, particularly in China, where economic pressures and career expectations can be intense. Cultural protest. For some, it's a form of defiance against the pressure to constantly strive for success, with air quote rat people actively choosing to spend time in bed, scroll on social media, and focus on their own needs over work and career goals. Which you got to start to think about, like, what is this that they're doing, right? Like, what is it that is happening here, right? And you got to think about Gen X and millennials, right? Like, Gen X is sort of the last generation to fully have the American dream, realistically, right? Gen X people are basically like 55 or 50 and 50 to 70 right now, something like that. 50 to 65.
I think it goes the other way. I think we started at 1965 to...
No, stop saying dates. It's how old people are. It's how their age.
But I figure how old. That's how I figure. Go on.
I mean, technically the last year for Gen X is 1979. So at the very least, you're 46 years old, right? I think that people that are 46 are really on the cusp and are more like just older millennials, right? I can speak from experience. I mean, I was born in 1980, right? Millennials are 1981 to 1996 when you would be born. Gen X is 1965 to 1980, 1979, whatever you want to call that there. I am like right in the position of being in between both of those generations. But the reason I say that like Gen X is sort of the end of Americans seeing the American dream sort of come to fruition is because people that were born in I mean, it's hard to say that like, oh, somebody born in 1962 isn't Gen X because they're fucking Gen X, right? But people that are around that age right now, those people that are about like 60 years old, essentially, went to high school, got out of high school, and probably just got a job, right? Sure, some of them went to college, but I know a ton of people that are right around the age right now of 65-ish that went to high school, got out of high school, got a job, and just worked at that job for like 40 years, you know, and have a full retirement. They own their house 100%. They probably own a rental or two at this point. Their kids all went to college, and it wasn't insanely expensive when their kids went to college, because their kids went to college in like the early 80s, right?
Right.
They have everything paid off. They have Social Security coming to them. They have a big ass retirement. They have a house that's like paid off that has like quadrupled in value, if not more than that. That is the last generation that is seeing the American dream of the like, go to school, get out, go to work, get a career, work at your work, have some kids, the kids go away, and now you just have this huge benefit at the end, right? My generation and people younger are seeing none of that materialize necessarily. And obviously I'm generalizing, like people that are around my age, I'm 45, right? There are people around my age that are doing quite well. And there are a lot of people around my age that have a job, right?
Right.
And that's about it. And they're like, I don't know what's going to happen over the next 20 years, but what? And you got to think the people that are 10 years younger than me that are deeply in the millennial, maybe more Generation Y or whatever, right? They aren't seeing any of this good stuff come out, right? And if you're talking about the Zoomers and whatnot, right? Gen Z, whatever, they're not seeing any fruition at all. Like, they're not seeing any opportunity. All they're seeing is this debt. They're not seeing an ability to buy a house. They're not seeing an ability to have a family. And the funny thing is that they've grown up this whole time under basically unregulated capitalism. Corporate control is at an all-time astounding height. The oligarch class has a higher percentage of wealth than when the Great Depression was kicked off from this disparity that we're in right now. We have people like Joe Rogan talking to Bono. I don't know if you saw this. Talking to Bono about how Americans just need to shut the fuck up because of how nice we have it. Like, right. He was explaining that, well, you could watch this video, you could listen to this video. His explanation of Americans being the 1% was that you could see and hear. And you had a cell phone. So that means that everybody watching Joe Rogan and Bono, by the way, two of the most like out of their minds fucking freaks, both worth $1 billion each, have nothing to do with the common man. Neither of them have ever had a real job in their entire lives, right? And one of the big issues that I have with Joe Rogan is like, he claims this like the same Mike Rowe type thing of the like, I'm the everyday working man, you know? And it's like, you worked with some septic guys for one day with a whole film crew there. And safety operators and probably the owner of the septic business standing behind the camera, watching everything that was happening the whole time. Just the same thing as Joe Rogan was on Fear Factor, where people were doing insane things like drinking horse jizz, which I still do not understand how that show could be on at 8 o'clock on fucking NBC or whatever channel that was on. Hold on, I don't know what channel that was on. It's one of the big three. NBC. Yeah, they had Fear Factor was on at like 8 o'clock on NBC. And one of the episodes, they had people drinking fucking horse jizz. Horse semen. What the fuck? Yeah.
God. All right.
You know?
I mean,
but then it's like, but then Rogan gets this like street cred because he was the blue collar, like what, host of Fear Factor or whatever. Like, what the fuck? That man has never worked a real job in his entire life. I know at one point in time he constantly talks back to the one job that he's ever had, which he was a limo driver for 3 months.
Right.
Like, wow, you were a limo driver for 3 months? That's insane, right? Wow, dude. And Bono has been like insanely wealthy for what, 50 years now? He's a rock star. He's never had a real fucking job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Lady Guinevere says that is unironically probably one of the most expensive drinks they ever had and will ever have. Oh. Well, I'm saying that like this, they weren't getting fucking, what's that famous horse, Steven? What's that famous horse? Like Seattle Slew?
Seattle Slew.
Seattle Slew. What was that? The horse. Yeah, the Seattle Slew. Huh?
Secretary. Yeah, that was his name. Secretary or Seattle Slew. You're right.
No, we're talking about Secretariat. We're not talking about Secretariat. We're talking about Seattle Slew, baby. Triple Crown winner. What's that? What's that?
What
do you want?
Go on.
What do you want?
$1 million. $1 million.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
Call call Bono. He's got $1 million. Holy shit! What did I do? I clicked on the plugin store. There we go. Let's get rid of that. This horse right here. They did not look at this majestic beast. It's a Triple Crown winner. Oh no! Fuck! That's Seattle Slew's son. Where's the Slew? There he is. Oh, majestic beast. A Triple Crown winner right there. You know, I don't think that they were drinking this semen. This semen would be a really expensive drink. I think that they probably just found a random horse on the side of the road and then proceeded to collect it. And, you know, the thing is, it's not like Joe Rogan was collecting it. You know?
Right. He wasn't. Yeah. I won't go there.
I'm just saying, I bet you there's cheap. I'm saying I bet you there's cheap horse jizz out there. That's all I'm saying, right?
It's Shetland pony jizz, not Triple Crown.
Yeah, it's not Seattle Slew. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Oh yeah, the rat people. So realistically, like this whole thing is a response to the fact that rampant capitalism, this unregulated capitalism, this oligarch fucking situation that we're living in, the fact that corporate control has destroyed the United States and will continue to destroy the United States as we move forward here, has essentially ripped away any type of future from them. And they've experienced it the entirety of their lives. They've sat in it the entirety of their lives. And I fully understand where they're coming from. And the easier way to sort of relate historically to the situation that we're in right now. This happened in 1969. It just looked different. They were smoking weed and they had a summer of love. And Woodstock happened. And what happened after that? The powers that be clamped down on it, if only to make the United States worse for the rest of us over the next 50 years, 60 years.
Right.
And it shall continue now, and it will only continue to get worse. And it's like, I get where these kids are coming from when you understand that, like, capitalism is essentially destroying the earth. It's destroying the society that you live in. It's allowing situationally people like the Tate brothers to become famous, right? And they're representing every piss poor, bad, shitty aspect of manhood, right? And they've become wildly famous and super rich from exploiting young women and exploiting young men in two different ways, but that's what's happening. And just as an example of that, and it's creating a situation where young men have lost their way. Young women are about as interested in these like lost men as much as you would expect, which is very little. And it's essentially creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of one part of the generation is just saying fuck you to capitalism, when capitalism in itself isn't a bad thing, right? Like, it's easy to vilify like a financial structure of like how we build our system, and it has much less to do with that and much more to do with the fact that it has 100% been unregulated, and we're not taxing the rich people. We're not taxing the corporations like we should, and we're not regulating the corporations like we should. If you want to tax imports from other countries, tax the corporations. Why aren't they taxing the corporations? Why aren't they taxing Walmart directly? Why aren't they taxing Apple directly? Apple has spent 2 decades building infrastructure in China so that they are able to create their iPhones in China. They didn't build any of that shit here. They didn't do any of that stuff here. They did it all in China. And now you go, well, we're going to put a tariff on it so that maybe they'll build it here. Like, fuck that. There are much more creative ways to force Apple to build their shit here. And tariffs are the most, like, dipshit, ham-handed fucking method to go about doing any of this. And it is fundamentally a distraction. The reason that they're doing it this stupid way is to distract us while they rip away more and more and more regulations that are going to stop them from just stealing directly and then seizing control.
Right.
You know? And that's where we're headed. Like, we're headed directly into the Third Reich again. That's why I commonly refer to it as the Fourth Reich. Like, that's where we're headed, with people at the steering wheel that did things like a Muslim ban. They're trying to build the Great Wall of China.
Right.
They're kicking out fucking international students. They're deporting people to death camps in other countries. All of these things are what the Third Reich did. Like, they're going by the playbook that the Third Reich did. We are starting fucking conflicts with the fucking Canada.
Yeah, really.
Like, the Prime Minister of Canada is literally like, hey man, what the fuck's going on here?
Dude,
Slavery.
Bro. We were cool.
The AI Vanguard, once again, slavery never went away. You all voted for it. So stop pointing fingers. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You claiming that I voted for Trump? I don't even know. Dark Lumen. That's right. This is live. But we have reached the stopping point for the day because now I need to go do other tasks. It is 4:05 Pacific Standard Time. So that is the end of the show today. We got 0 super chats, so no shout outs to anybody. One shout out to Witchy Cat for calling in today and attempting to help with the color in the voice over here whilst I still steamroll you constantly, but that's kind of how it goes. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, we are in a grim situation, and it's not good. But I will talk to you guys next week, and I always say this at the end of the shows. If you guys want me to make more YouTube content, you guys want me to make lots of videos and do lots of live streams and all that stuff, just donate. If you guys fund it, I will fucking do it. That's as simple as that. I can't say it in a simpler way. If you guys fund it, I will fucking do it, because this is a job right now this is a job, period. If it's a job that pays me money, I will do it. 100%, which is why I will be up at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow, driving down to work on the house that I am remodeling. So it's a job that pays, and so I go work on it. Right now, I'm able to carve out these Monday afternoons to do this, and I did realize that, like, I've basically not been in my office since the last time you guys saw me on the internet. I have been constantly working on shit. And I realized that when I came in here. I came in here yesterday to test some water and add some water to this thing and do a couple things. But that's basically it. And I'm like, man, I should fucking edit a YouTube video. I'm like, I haven't even been in where I can edit a video. So you know how it goes. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys next week. And thanks to everybody who does Patreon and everybody who does have a membership on the channel. It makes it possible for me to carve out these Mondays where I don't know what this is. We stream.